Hello people. So in this video tutorial we will be discussing that how we can find simple interest and compound interest. Okay. So this is also very frequently asked in interviews. So what is simple interest? As we all know that simple interest is principal into time into rate divided by 100. Okay. So how can we write the code? So we can write we can write define a function over here. So we can define a function def. And since we are finding simple interest, so we'll just write simple underscore interest. Okay, simple interest, and it will take three parameters. We have to know the principal. Okay, we have to know the time for which the money is kept, and we have to know the rate. Okay, so we'll take p comma r comma t, principal, rate, and interest, or let's take p t r. Okay, all right. Now we'll put a colon to get inside the function, and we will print. Okay, to maintain clarity, we will print the principal is the principal is and then we'll put a comma and we'll write p. Okay, then in the next line we will print the time period is. Okay, the time period is, and then we'll put a comma and we will write t. Okay, and in the next line we'll print the rate. So print the rate of interest is, we'll put a comma and r. Okay, so we are just writing this to maintain clarity. Okay, so to find out the simple interest, we will simply write simple interest si is equal to p into t into r divided by 100. So I'll take it inside a bracket, p into t into r and divided by 100. Okay, so this is the formula of simple interest. So now simply we will be writing the printing statement. So we will write print the simple interest is, the simple interest is, we'll put a comma and we'll write si over here. Okay, all right. So now we can also write return si. Okay, we can also write return si. All right. Now let's take a parameter. We'll have to define the parameters. So let's take some parameters over here. So simple underscore interest, and inside our parameters I'll write anything we can write. So let's write 8 comma 6 comma 8. Okay, shift and enter. Okay, so the principal is 8, the time period is 6, the rate of interest is 8, the simple interest is 3.84, and it is also returning 3.84. Okay, if we remove this return statement, then this 3.84 will not appear, only these statements will appear. So it's very easy program. Now we will see that how we can find the compound interest. So as we all know that the formula of compound interest is this, and compound interest itself is equal to amount minus principal. Okay, all right. So let's write the lines of code. Okay, so how can we find out the compound interest? So for finding out the compound interest, we will have to define a function. We'll have to define one more function called the compound interest. Okay, so let's do that. So define and we'll write compound interest this time. Compound underscore interest. Okay. And inside the compound interest function, we'll take in three parameters: the principal, the rate, and the time. Okay, so the parameters will be the same. So let's just write principal, okay, comma, rate, comma, time. Okay, so we have taken three parameters: principal, rate, and time. We'll put a colon to get inside the function. And inside the function, we will have to calculate the compound interest. Okay, we'll have to calculate the compound interest. And for calculating the compound interest, we will have to write amount. So let's write amount. And as we all know, what is amount? Amount is P, and inside the bracket 1 plus R by 100 into T. Okay, so this is the formula of amount. So we will write as it is. So amount is equal to, we'll write principal. Okay, amount is equal to principal, and then we'll put a multiplication or star, and principal. Now we'll take one more bracket. Okay, now what will we write? Okay, we'll write power. Okay, power. We'll take one more bracket and we'll write 1 plus rate, 1 plus rate divided by 100, comma time, comma time. Okay, so as we all know that T is at the power, I mean the T is outside, it is basically forming the power of this element which is inside the bracket. So T is actually at the power. So that is why we have written POW, power. If you see the formula of compound interest, so it is like that. Okay. So all right. So power, and inside the bracket 1 plus rate by 100 as it is, comma T. So the time will be on the top over here. Okay. When it will get executed, it will happen like that. Okay. So now we'll write compound interest. So for writing compound interest, let's take CI. Okay, so compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, as we all know. So compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. All right, now we'll write the printing statement. So we'll write print. Okay, we'll write print, and inside we'll write compound interest is put a colon. Okay, we'll put a colon, and okay, sorry, we'll put a comma, sorry, and we'll write CI. Okay, so in this way the compound interest will get printed. We can also add in a return statement as we did in the case of simple interest, but it is not necessary. So right now I'm skipping the return statement. Okay, and then we will put a driver code. So what is a driver code? A driver code is basically, we are calling this function, we are writing compound interest. So writing compound interest means calling this function, and instead of principal, rate, and time, we will give three numeric values. So we will write our driver's code, that is compound okay, so this should not be inside the function, this should be outside the function. Compound underscore interest, the name should be same as this one, and inside, instead of principal, let's say that I want to take 10,000. So let's take 10,000, comma, instead of rate, let me take 10.25. Okay, so rate of interest I'm taking 10.25, and time I'm taking 5 years. Okay.